Today we're going to be checking out the Logitech G Pro X TKL keyboard. So in the box what you're going to get is this awesome hard shell case, and everything is going to be inside of there. Inside the hard shell case you're going to get the keyboard, of course, a receiver plus extender combo. You can either plug this USB part straight into your computer, or you can bring it closer to your mouse using the extender, and then with the extender you can connect it via this cable which connects USB-C to USB-A. I will say this is a very nice case for your keyboard. It's hard shell, it's going to protect your keyboard from getting damaged, so if you're always on the go, this is going to be a nice little kit for you. So focusing now on the keyboard, this thing is going to look really awesome. It has this very slim low profile layout, as you can see here. It lays very low on the desk and it has a sleek, clean look. This part right here is going to be made of aluminum, and when I'm touching it, it's going to be cold to the touch, so that feels really nice. And it's also going to be sturdy. If I go ahead and try to do like a bend test, I mean, this thing is not bending. It feels like a tank, very durable and sturdy. Now if we check out the back of the keyboard, there's going to be some pretty interesting features here. Firstly, you're going to notice this little slot right here. This is where the USB Lightspeed receiver can be stored. It's more of a storage compartment. This doesn't actually connect to your computer or anything like that. And then over here you can see there are going to be grips all over the keyboard to give you a more stable typing experience. And you're also going to have adjustable legs, one at a 4-degree angle on the small level and then one at an 8-degree angle. For the legs, I personally like to keep them down. I feel like it was more ergonomic for me that way. So when I actually type on it without any of the leg stands, this feels best for me personally. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. And the way to do that is you simply use this switch and turn it on. And you can see we have some RGB lights going. So by default, this keyboard is going to have these blue RGB lights, but if we launch the Logitech G Hub software, you can see in the lighting tab that there are going to be some settings we can use. So here we have fixed colors, so we can make it go from blue to green. And if we look on the keyboard, you can see that they're now green. And then you can also change it to have different effects like breathing. And with breathing, it just glows green on and off. If you wanted to breathe faster or slower, you can adjust the rates right here, and you can see a little preview on the screen. And you can also adjust the brightness as well on the G Hub software. And there's going to be a bunch of different patterns here, so you can go ahead and choose whatever you like. I'm just going to move mine back to the fixed blue color, but while we're in the software, you can do a bunch of different things here, like change the shortcuts. Here's all of the keys that you can customize, which is primarily going to be the F keys here. You can do things like macros, keys, actions, a bunch of different things. And then you can also go to game mode where you can disable specific keys. Now this keyboard is going to connect to your computer wirelessly, either through the Lightspeed USB receiver or through Bluetooth. If you're using Bluetooth connectivity, the battery is going to last you for up to 50 hours. But with Lightspeed, it's going to be less than that. And to charge this keyboard, you're going to have to use this included silicone USB-A to USB-C cable. I do wish that they made it braided rather than silicone, because it is just kind of annoying when it gets dusty. It's harder to clean it off, and in general, I think braided cables look nicer. So you'll notice that this keyboard does have quite a few dedicated buttons. Firstly, you're going to have things like your connection types as well as brightness on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side you're going to have some media control buttons, and then in the center you're going to have some indicator lights that detect whether caps lock is on or off, and it's going to give you a battery indicator light. I do wish they placed them in this area instead, where I can quickly glance to see if the lights are on or off. And then there is going to be this roller key as well, which adjusts the volume, but as you can see on the software, that's all I can do is the volume, and there is no way to actually customize this roller. So let's move on to the keycaps. This keyboard is going to be using double shot PBT caps, and the light is going to be able to shine through just fine. I really like the way these feel. They have a nice texture to them, and I don't feel like they're too slippery or too glossy. So big fan of these caps here. And then the key switches themselves, you do get the option to choose them in 3 different colors. I currently have the red ones, and these are going to be linear and silent, which is my preferred choice with most mechanical keyboards out there. If you like something a little more clicky, you can see here that Logitech has the blues or the browns. The blues and browns are going to be kind of similar, where you have this tactile bump when actually pressing a key, but the difference is the blues are going to be loud while the browns are going to be more on the silent side. So let's do a typing test on this Logitech G Pro X TKL Lightspeed keyboard. So the typing was quite nice on this keyboard. These key switches aren't going to be lubricated, and there's not going to be a dedicated foam inside like a lot of custom other mechanical keyboards have. But nonetheless, it does sound really good to me, and I'm very happy with the typing experience. One thing I will say though is I wish these keys were hot swappable, and you can't just pluck these out and start using a different switch type. The way it comes out of the box is the only way you can use it. In terms of key wobble, there's little to none on this keyboard. When I actually move the keys from an angle, they're very stationary, and it doesn't feel like they're cheap or bendy or anything like that. It feels very firm. And the spacebar is usually the most wobbly part of any keyboard. And this thing does have a very minor wobble, but you actually have to try to wobble it. So overall, very good build quality by Logitech with the construction of this keyboard. Now the software on this keyboard is going to be made only for Windows computers. It's not going to be compatible with Macs. You can use this keyboard on Mac computers, just know that you won't be able to connect to the G-Hub software on any Mac computers. So overall, this keyboard's going to be solid, but what's going to make it even more solid is if you pair it up with their newly released Logitech Pro X Superlight 2 mouse. I made a video about this mouse, and this is the mouse they released alongside this keyboard. So if you want to see what Logitech kind of bundled together as like their mouse and keyboard combo, be sure to check out the video up here. And with that being said, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.